Hi all, Planetside Agent here. Today we're going to run a little experiment to see if these Trangia knockoffs have a wick inside them. So if you're interested, stay tuned. Okay, let's get started. I've done a lot of use with these different spirit burners. Of course, the classic Trangia, and then the Chinese knockoffs of the Trangia. Now, I've always wondered if these guys have a wick in them, because I do know the Trangia has a wick, because Hiram Cook, for one, cut one open. I'll try to put a link to his video in the description so you can look at that, but there is I believe, a cotton wick inside. These guys, I'm not too sure whether they have wicks in them or not. What makes me think they don't is the Trangia blooms very quickly, as opposed to these knockoffs that seem to take a little while to bloom and to get up to speed. So I decided, well, how can I, short of cutting these open, how can I figure out if there's a wick in there? So my experiment to see if it's going to work is, first I'm going to weigh these. These are all empty and they've dried out. They've been sitting out for a while. So they shouldn't have any alcohol. Any that was residual from the last time I used them should evaporate out. So I'm going to start with a base weight for each of the three. Then I'm going to fill them with alcohol and let them soak for a little bit, so that if there is a wick in there, it has time for the alcohol to soak up into the wick. After which, I'm going to go ahead and dump out all the alcohol on the burners, reweigh them, and see if there's a difference. So it might be so small that my cheap Walmart scale might not detect it, or there might be a difference. And if there's a measurable difference between the known and the two unknowns, then we can probably guess that they do or don't have a wick. So that's the plan. So let's go ahead and get started. I'll do a quick weigh. I think I'm going to switch to grams since it's a little. There we go. They seem to be a finer graduation. So my empty Trangia is 67. This is a Alox branded. I think they have different brands. They're probably all made by the same manufacturer. Anyway, this particular one is 63 grams. It could be, it's lighter because it doesn't have a wick, or the material's lighter. I think the material's lighter. And then we'll do this other one, which didn't have any branding on it at all. And, that's interesting. This one is 60 grams. So there might be differences. If you look at these two, they do look identical. It's possible that the Alox does have a wick and this other one doesn't. So how you would know when you're buying these online, no idea. So let's go ahead and I'll add some fuel to them. Oops, thought I already opened this, darn it. Didn't have my lab set up correctly. Now you guys have to suffer and watch me open a damn bottle of fuel here. So we'll go ahead and fill this guy up. Yeah, it's about halfway inside the little burner here. Should be enough to soak up the wick. Okay, so now we have those all fueled up, so let them set for a while to see if the alcohol will soak up into the wick. So I'm just going to go ahead and turn you off while I wait to give it some time to soak. Okay, it's been a couple of minutes. Hopefully that's enough time for the wicks to get good and saturated. So next I'm going to drain out all of the alcohol. So that should be, only thing left should be what's in the wick, more or less. A little bit in there. So let's see what this weighs. Okay, he's up to 70 grams. Yeah, it's a 3-gram difference. Next we'll do the A-locks, dump him out. And we get 66 grams. Okay, that's a 3-gram difference. Now let's try the under knockoff. Huh. Okay. And he's 63 grams, so that's again real quick. Okay, well, it's either they either all have wicks or my test is inconclusive. So let's, because this was 67 empty and 70 afterwards, so that's 3-gram difference. Same with this was 63 to start and 66 now, and that's another 3-gram difference. And the same here, started with 60, now 63. So I don't know. So either well, there's got to be, yeah, there's a 3-gram almost across the board. So that would say that there's a wick. So the next question is, why do these take so much longer to bloom? So, I think what I'm going to do while I'm out here, got everything set up, I think I'm going to do is set this up and with fuel, and then I'm going to start them all off at the same time, and we'll see how long each one of them takes to bloom. So I'm going to go ahead and set that up. Okay, I've refueled the burners. I got a little timer out here so we can just kind of calculate how long it takes them to bloom. I do have the lights out, so we'll be able to see it a little bit better. So let me go ahead and light all these off. I'll set the timer and try to block the light so we can get a better idea of the flame. So okay, they're off. Start the timer. There we go. Can you see the, you can see, whoa. This guy's got a problem. As you can see, the Trangia's already bloomed, and he's at, well, I can't even tell. You might be able to go back and look at the video and see what the time was. But as you can see, this guy bloomed really fast, and he's ready to go. The Alox one's struggling. This guy, he's starting to bloom now. I must have spilled a little fuel on the outside when I filled that up. Probably some dribbled at the end of the cup. That's why he had those extra flames. But like you see, the Trangia, bang, it started blooming right away. These guys are still messing around down here. So we've been at it a minute and 7, and they really haven't come to a full bloom yet. So I would say, are the knockoffs as good as the Trangia? No. Pretty obvious here. This is a little more solidly built. It comes to the bloom quicker. It's burning really great. These guys aren't. Of course, in most cases, these are cheaper, but you look at Esbit and some of the other name brand ones, they're actually more expensive than a Trangia. So why would you buy one of these knockoffs? And if you look at the Esbit and those other ones, they're pretty much exactly the same. Red Camp, I think, is another brand. There's several different brands out there. But so if you're looking for an alcohol burner or spirit burner, just go with the Trangia. It's a little more expensive, but then I think it's a better better stove. Unless you just can't afford it and you're willing to wait, then nothing wrong with that either. So here we go. He's finally, guys have bloomed up, and they're going to town. It's been a couple minutes, so this one got to work right away. These took a little longer, so I guess in the end, whatever you want to do, these will work. And as you can see, I got two. Maybe I might have 3 or 4 of these that I've put in different kits, the knockoff. So obviously, I'm not going to get rid of them and buy a Trangia, more Trangias. I got a couple of these too. I got a lot of them. I got a stove thing. Okay, no apologies. Well, there you go, guys. Whether these guys have wicks or not, since they take longer to bloom, I'd say no. Why? The weight difference. Maybe there wasn't enough alcohol left over in this wick one to make a difference in weight. I really can't say. Like I said, I'm not going to cut any of these out. If anybody knows better or seen one cut open, the Chinese knockoffs, go ahead and leave me a comment if you would. I'd be curious to know. So, but let's see. Can't say much more about this experiment other than my idea, it failed. My idea that I could weigh the difference. So, like I said, either they have a wick that soaked up that 3 grams of fuel, and they still take longer to bloom, or they don't have one, and I can't explain where the extra 3 grams of fuel came from. I should just weigh out exactly what 3 grams looks like, but I'm not going to do it. Enough of this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.